Hello everyone, I'm back. Welcome to another episode of I Bought a Watch. Let's start. I've been away for quite a while. Kick things straight off. We're going to announce the giveaway winner for this Pagani Design Submariner Hulk homage. Sorry that it's taken so long. I was going to announce the winner on Instagram, but then I realized that not many people follow me on Instagram and it would not be fair. If you are interested in following me on Instagram, I'll leave a link to that on screen here. But anyway, enough plugging. The winner I will pop on screen over here in this corner. Congratulations. I'm sorry for those of you who didn't end up winning. If the giveaway winner can get in touch with me in the comments below, that'd be excellent, and I will send this watch on its way to you. Anyway, that's not what we're going to be looking at today. Today we're going to be looking at this. And this is the PARNIS Black Bay homage. This is a watch that I kind of just stumbled upon on AliExpress. I've never had a PARNIS on the channel, and it wasn't too well covered on YouTube. I think there's potentially one other video by Watch Me With Watches. Could be wrong on that. Anyway, he seemed to like it, so I decided to pull the trigger. And now I must say straight off the bat, this watch isn't going to be for everyone. For one, maybe two reasons, but I'll get into that later. Yeah, if you're interested in picking one of these up, I will leave a link in the description below. That will be an affiliate link, which means that I get a little bit of commission at no extra cost to you guys. And that enables me to put money back into the channel to buy watches like this, and also funds future giveaways like the Pagani Design Submariner. Anyway, enough said. Let's get into this review. Right, so starting off with the specifications. So I've got some vernier calipers here. Let me just zero those. So just in case any of you didn't believe the dimensions that I was giving you. So we've got a diameter here of 40.95. We've got a lug width of about 22 millimeters. Yeah, there you go, 22.29. We got a thickness here of 13.67 and a lug to lug of, yeah, there you go, 50.15. Now that thickness, I forgot to mention, does include this lovely domed sapphire crystal, but sadly, if you'll be noticing, there you go, doesn't have any anti-reflective coating on the top and or underside. That does do a great job of covering this rather beautiful dial. Now, if you are, I've been saying that this is a homage of a Tudor Black Bay, but those of you who are familiar with the Tudor Black Bay will of course notice that there is a major difference with that handset, and that is because this watch here sports a Mercedes handset, which, as you know, is most common on the Rolex Submariner and Explorer 2, and I'm not going to go through the Rolex sports watches, and not so much on the Tudors. They opt for the Snowflake handset, but you know, it's a twist. So if you're not too keen on like a one-for-one homage, maybe that's a plus for you. I am kind of impartial. What I do like is the fact that they've put the 21 jewels, referring to the jewels in this Miyota movement, on the printed on the dial there at just above the 6 o'clock. Instead of on the old Tudor Black Bay models, they used to have self-winding there. I think they call it like smiley face dial. I like that touch. I don't know if PARNIS did that intentionally or whether they were just, well, I don't know, but it's a touch that I do particularly like. Also, that arrow styled seconds hand instead of a lollipop is a nice addition. So the dial itself is obviously all black. It is matte, but not harsh enough to see under the eye. There are applied indices at all the hour markers, excluding that 3 o'clock, which has a white date wheel, which is framed in a printed gold border. The indices are all applied, like I said, and do have quite a nice height to them. And again, just look at that crystal, giving a lovely level of distortion. Moving on to what's on the handset and the markers is some C3 Super Luminova, which shines ever so brightly. I'll pop in a lume shot. As you can see, that was one of the aspects of this watch that really, really impressed me. It not only glows through the night, but it glows really bright. In fact, it definitely glows brighter than the Christopher Ward I've got here. I mean, it's not really a fair comparison due to the different kind of application area, but I must say the lume on this PARNIS is incredibly impressive. Anyway, moving out, we've got a deep red aluminium bezel. This bezel, the bezel action on this is incredibly good. It's 60 click, unidirectional, of course, with minimal playback. It does have a coin edging. Now, the reason I might look like I'm struggling is it is quite thin. So although the grip is good, just the kind of way it's made, I guess, and the styling does make it a little hard to grip. So it's more kind of pushing down on the top and catching the grip on the edge. And as you can see, it's 1 click per minute, it being 60 clicks. The case itself is made from industry standard 316L stainless steel. It's got circular brushing on the top and a high polish along the edge with a lovely chamfered edge running down to those lugs. I love it when they do that. It's not, I don't know, it just gives a real look of quality. It's that crisp finishing. Moving on to the crown, I guess. At 3 o'clock, we've got a rather large vintage style crown, which does have that protection tube there. Nice pop action. It's got the PARNIS P. It's a little odd. It doesn't really go with the PARNIS logo on the dial. I'm not sure where that's come from, but I guess I do like the little kind of attention to detail. The only thing is, when I screw it back in, the P doesn't line up. Kind of ticks my OCD a little bit. The crown, like I mentioned, screw down, gives you access to the Miyota movement inside. Now this is going to be where people are going to kind of disregard this watch or ignore it, is because we have first position, we have hand winding. Second position allows us to set that date, and our third position, as you can see, the watch does not feature hacking, and that is a bit of a disappointment. I know it's going to turn some people off this one. Personally, I don't mind. I think the rest of the watch more than makes up for it, but it is still a little disappointing to see at a watch, especially with other competing models like the Pagani design here, just having that NH35 movement inside, which does have all the bells and whistles. So it's a bit disappointing to see PARNIS not being able to kind of hold up with the movement choice in there. I must say though that the actual threading on this screw down crown is really nice. It's buttery smooth. Almost, I didn't actually realize that I'd screwed it in. I thought I was hand winding. Anyway, moving around to the back, we've got a screw down case back. It says kind of a list of the specifications. We got PARNIS, automatic, stainless steel, the water resistance 100 meters, and a reference number here. And looking at the back here, you can see that these are solid end links, and they're female end links. So that 50 millimeters I was talking about does actually mean that this one sits 50 mil on your wrist, which is nice. The bracelet itself is incredibly well constructed. So that's 22 mil at the lugs down to 20 at this clasp. Solid links, solid end links, like I mentioned, and they have the screw pin sizing system, so you need a little screwdriver. The clasp on with this one is great. It copies, I mean, no credit to PARNIS here, but well, aside from making it and pulling it off, it copies the Tudor Black Bay style clasp. It's got the ceramic ball bearing kind of friction. I must say it's incredibly secure, and it's got those 3 levels of micro adjust, and it's actually really nicely finished. It's brushed on the top, got PARNIS etched in there, and it's polished under the latch there. Anyway, all that's left to do is, yeah, pop this one on wrist. So popping it on wrist on the bracelet. There you go, it got a nice fit thanks to those levels of micro adjust. And although it's a big one, there you go, you can see on the side, at 14 mil almost thick. Thanks to those female end links, this one, it doesn't actually wear as big as you'd think. It's definitely chunky. You'll definitely notice it on wrist, and it's definitely not for someone who wants a small watch to slip under the cuff. There you go, you can see. But all in all, it feels, if you're a guy that likes to feel a watch on wrist, this is a great option. And it, the build quality and finishing on this one is great. Okay, let's pop it on some other straps and I'll get them to you. Okay, up next we got it on this lovely Artem sailcloth strap. Really changes up the look. I must say the only thing I will complain about is the lug holes on this watch create rather a large gap, and it being such a thick watch, you can really notice that gap. I'll show you when it's on wrist. It's slightly more noticeable. There you go. Not too incredibly noticeable, but I don't know. Personally, I'm not such a fan of that look, and it does somehow make the watch look even bigger. The integrated end links do a good job of hiding the thickness here, but it is nice to see that even under the end links, that is finished in a high polish. It adds extra visual interest and does a good job of slimming it down like the polished sides of the case, which is a nice touch by PARNIS. The next strap I'm going to try on is this Dasari blue nubuck strap. I know it is almost sacrilege to put a diver on a leather, no less a suede leather strap, but I thought it might be interesting to see what the red and blue looks like. It kind of works. Yeah, well, that concludes my review for the PARNIS Tudor Black Bay Homage watch. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I'm sorry that it has been such a while for me to upload a video. I will get better and upload the next one hopefully sooner than it has been between my last one. Haven't set the bar too high there, but anyway, all that's left to say, guys, is stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll see you again in the next episode. Bye.